Okay, so next is to discuss about the elephant in the room, which is
Yes.
the decision by elite football clubs in Europe to come together and form their own league,
By the
which they
way,
call Super League.
mbona inakaa these people before they made this decision, they played Dream League soccer. They play because your structure, that structure of kuna your like the top clubs, I mean the EPL sasa EPL alafu sasa kuna the Super League sasa hapo juu. Hiyo design ilikuwa DLS, Dream League soccer, hiyo ndio style yao. So I think Perez alienda akacheza Dream League akasema shit, this I want manzi. So manzi, his stuff. Mi kwanza niko against mimi. I'm not of it, of the elite league manzi.
Yes, give us your views.
See support.
Give us your views. Give us your views. We are ready to listen.
Okay, najua ni fun as in teams zikicheza timu kubwa kubwa kama Champions League. Sawa. But as in football ni emotion na hiyo culture na history na etc. Kaza sa moment kaya 2016, imagine itaenda tu ipotelee hivyo. For example, sasa ingekuwa kama hiyo elite league ingekuwa kutoka kitambo, Leicester wangeshinda but ingekuwa tu under the rug yani, because wako EPL hawako kwa elite league, una get sasa. But since tulikuwa kwa EPL si wote hiyo time, wakafanya the unthinkable, wakatoka kutoka huko relegation wakakuja wakachukua kikombe manze. Hiyo emotion manze, that emotion. Ama ile tu hii kubishana, tunabishananga hapo na watu wa Manchester for example, alafu sisi ama Manchester wanapigwa na timu ndogo, unapata hiyo ndio emotion bwana. Sasa Arsenal ikienda kuipigwa na Real, wako like iron team kubwa, ni sawa, kila mtu atakuwa like yeah, but Arsenal ipigwe hapo na some division 2 team waikombe ai. As in, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Remy.
For me, I think when you usually look at how things happen and how the involvement of stakeholders is done, it usually takes some time, if at all it caters for the interests of the people. And I think governing bodies, football fans, this one has come as a shocker because their interests are not really catered in what is going to happen in the Super League. You get? It's about some American owners who think we've done like this in America. We have Formula One leagues where nobody goes anywhere, nobody gets relegated, and we're having fun year in, year out. We are making a lot of money. So they come out and they say, these are our clubs after all. You see, these are just people who watch the game, and they'll get used to it with time. And I think they are quite serious. I think people have, you see, sometimes the way you usually imagine you're dreaming, and then that dream is really happening. So I think a lot of people are still wondering if really it's going to happen or not. But I would say there was willing to be a compromise, because I think the only thing that will be jeopardized was the Champions League. So I think most teams, the Super League statement was that they would involve UEFA and still want to participate in domestic leagues. But I think they want to get something more from the game in terms of money. So I think why I don't agree with them is just having to play in a competition because you think you have the right. You see, as in you play in a competition because you think you have the right. Because even they are saying the 15 teams will always be there, and they'll be qualifying some other 5 teams according to how they have performed. You see, and now that throws away the hope of a team like Leicester City playing in the Champions League, or
Leeds.
You see, because these are teams, or the way West Ham is fighting, and the end of the year and the end of the season, it makes it to the top. Of course, you see there are other clubs which have been left out, like Kina BVP, Kina, those kinds of the clubs are the ones who will be given an upper hand when they are considered who joins those five. So I think in a way, it takes the enthusiasm out of the game, and also from the way the structure has been, there has been money flowing from the top to the bottom, so that it gives a boy like N'Golo Kante a chance to grow his ranks and win the Premier League and get noticed. But now you see, if N'Golo Kante is playing in a second championship, or a second tier competition in France, and the club is struggling because there is no money flowing in the system, there's a chance that club is just going to perform poorly and we might not even notice N'Golo Kante. So I think for the football tradition and for everything, it's not good. It's not good at all. So I think there's need to rethink. If we need a better Champions League, maybe let's say elite competitions, and by elite is the Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, France. How do we qualify more teams from these competitions? You see, how do we enable them to get more from the competitions, rather than just say because Arsenal has more money, it should play the Champions League year in, year out. And Arsenal has been shambolic. Even you saw against Fulham. As in, who expects even Arsenal to draw with Fulham after they have lost so many games? You see, and then now you want such a team to be the Champions League year in, out, because their owners have money. So as in, it changes the whole belief of hard work and the traditions that football has grown on.
Yeah.
But truly I agree on that, because it doesn't make any sense for a team, because I know Arsenal might finish around 10, and then for a team like West Ham, which finishes 5th or 4th, and then West Ham doesn't qualify, Arsenal qualifies. Like it beats the purpose of football itself, being itself as a sport, as a competition, and where every team goes on merit. But I think this biggest issue is the money issue. Sijui maana naona hii story ni between this Neymar contract and Mbappe contract with PSG. I think PSG, I think that scandal when the PSG president aliquit UEFA akisema ati atahire 30 million worth of lawyers to sue UEFA for the next 30 years. So I think it was a couple of years ago. It's kind of a good story.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, so ilikuwa ile story ya Man City na I think they were banned and then they were revoked now.
Yeah.
So I think that was the biggest, that was the biggest issue now. So I think this is more or less a payback side, where they're like, no, apana, we have to break away. We have to form our own league, because I'm seeing the contract that Mbappe and Tisha, that Haaland was proposing with this Mina real guy, Mina whatever. Super agent wake sahi. Yeah. So this contract is crazy, like for a team to afford that contract, more money has to flow in. More money has to flow in. Literally, serious money has to flow in for you to afford those really fringe players, just really good players. So I think that's where the issue comes. I think.
But sasa catch ni hivi catch ni hivi, simcompete muhakikishe mnatoka huko kwa final ya nini. Kwa nadhani Real si walitoa hiyo do yao mingi kwa hii kushinda Champions League, unapata? PSG wang'ang'ane washinde kikombe, uone hiyo pesa ikikuja instead hii kubreak. Anyway, continue, pole kuku break. Continue, carry on.
So I think basically, I think that's the biggest issue. The players have too much power, and for a team like PSG who focus on marketing, with this with their Jordan brand, they can't afford to lose both of those stars. So now that Romeo Neymar on a new contract, I think imminently, they're looking for more funds to get Mbappe assigned, and they can't afford to lose Mbappe to Real Madrid. Because basically that's that's strengthening your direct rivals, and our new patients. They want to be a super club right now, nearly like say. And I think that's where they go wrong. So with players
Tony,
having too much
Tony,
power,
Tony,
too much bargaining power, because
Tony.
after Messi, it's Messi.
Yeah. So for me, what I think is just having a logical thought to this thing. Like literally, the Super League wasn't going to be anything different from the Champions League, apart from the fact that those 15 teams have to be there every other time. And that's the only thing that for me I find ridiculous, that we can always have 15 teams. So it means that you imagine 5 teams from all over Europe, and then we just have these 15 teams who have nothing to lose. They know they'll get the money at the end of the day, and they're
Mhm.
playing elite football. They have all the TV rights, the TV deals, and everything. They are being shown everywhere. But
Mhm.
but the fact is that the others struggling. For only 5 slots. Like, how many leagues are those? How many teams are there struggling for that spot? But uh, that proposal from the onset wasn't going to affect anything to do with the league matches or anything, because they wanted to be part of the league matches. And the only issue they're having, these guys, at the end of the day, is these teams, these top teams, these LI teams. I think those owners and people who run those football clubs have invested a lot of money into those clubs so far. But apart from the domestic leagues, which they really don't have so much control over, the UEFA is not giving them the returns they expect. You understand? Like, they're not getting back the returns they wish they could get from their investment. Like, for example, the Champions League has one of the great, I think, is the greatest TV deals. But you understand, like, the money these guys get from it is almost like 40% of the revenue. So, like they are putting it, like, UEFA has been greedy as well. So, like, they have been thinking more about merchandising the football and getting more money out of it than really getting the money to the clubs who really participate. You understand? And I think now that's what is winding up these owners to decide and say, we can own our own league, we can get the majority of the shares of the TVs and everything involving our continental football, in terms of replacing the Champions League. Understand? So I think there's a lot of flares, of course, right now. There are a lot of media conspiracies for which I'm not agreeing. Okay, Super League is not a good idea. I will not agree, based on the fact that the competitiveness of it is not what we need from football. But looking at it from the arrangement and the structure of the UEFA, and how they also do the same thing that these clubs are want to do, but now they hide behind the fact that they are organization licensed by FIFA, and they take money off the game. And we watch football enough. UEFA has been favoring some teams to just win the tournament every other time. You know that there have been all those things going on. They can feel poor referees or people with a previous history of poor refereeing in matches where we expect high stakes, and we end up having a very poor game. You understand? And you see, like,
Mhm.
I think, like, 60% of the tickets sold at the finals of the Champions League, I think it goes to the UEFA. But they cannot really, like, those clubs, understand from where they're coming from, but the only wrong idea, or I'm against it, is having those 15 clubs present every other time. They look at it like this. For the fact that you're saying about Leicester can still happen. Like, they are not going to have anything against the league, the domestic leagues. I think uh, the uh, I think another weak point for them, for that league to hold, is that, you see, once you merchandise the league at that moment to that level, we can start having UEFA Champions League or those Super League matches being played in Korea, in Japan, in China. You understand how they do it with the NFL, and being played in America and all those. You understand? And so it takes the soul out of the game, because these are clubs that have been raised by the community, and these fans go to the stadium to support their clubs because they love the club, and these are the clubs they associate with. But now you understand, you'll be watching Chelsea on TV. People who are from South London, they are watching Chelsea in Korea. They are playing Super League. They are watching, you understand, Manchester fans are watching Manu playing in South America, because just they get more money from it. So I think that's the green part of it. And also, like Tony said, I'll agree with Tony on the money side. I'll very, very agree with him, because I think that's the biggest deal. And the fact that UEFA failed to regulate the FFP as they promised, I think has had to, because when you look at the clubs that are have come up with the idea, and the one pushing for these ideas, that the traditional clubs who have the money from their own making, you understand, their own creation. It's not the PSGs, the Chelseas, or the Man Cities of this world that are pushing for this idea. You understand? Because, like, basically, what happens is that financial fair play was supposed to levelize the ground so that these clubs could have still thrived without overspending and straining themselves. But now the likes of PSG still can move around, maneuver, break rules, and still go unpunished. For what? Look at the contracts of Neymar and Mbappe. So how are Madrid going to do that? How are Manu going to do that? You understand? So like it strains them, and they have invested so much, so they are trying to compensate for that, which I think is a wrong idea. At the end of it. I won't say it's going to happen, because I know the politics of football. Maybe they're just looking for a reaction. Whoever has to maybe come on the table at the end of the day, they discuss more. But I don't think it will hold, because the backlash is too much, and I think the sanctions are too much for them to hold that. So I'll say those are my views, but I just think that entirely for the general feeling of football, it's not a good idea. But I'll understand why they do that. Yeah, Tony, you are speaking.
Okay, sorry. Okay, Pole. Anyway, so I think it was my point basically. But Kitun also been looking at about this UEFA Super League, in terms of the sanctions. That I think Monaleo, I don't know if it's a conspiracy theory that players who participate in the UEFA Super League won't be allowed to play in the World Cup. Basically, this European competition side. So I don't know if there's some truth into that, or just some.
Just to address that, it's true, and
It's true.
It's true. It was said by the FIFA president. Those are the sanctions, that every player playing the teams who are pushing for the Super League won't be allowed to perform to play for the national teams in the Euros and the World Cup. Yeah, that was said by it's called Kefren or something. Somebody, the UEFA president. I've forgotten his name. He said so. That's
The ball guy.
Yes.
Okay, so anyway, but I think this is a very bad idea all across board. It's sort of bad faith. It's where like people, the rich are trying to get richer, and the poor and wana haki. So because you can expect, because I've seen the payoff in the UEFA Super Leagues. I think it's almost 500 million or 50 million just to participate.
Yes.
So if that basically that team is now head over shoulders above these average teams, because I think I was more impressed with the Premier League, because it seemed like a Leicester was able to base a Fofana, these average players, so not the second block players who are just on the cusp of being world class. So now they won't be able to compete, kabisa. These players, itafika mahali where everything will be a monopoly, kabisa. If this thing is left to go unchecked, it will be really bad. And this couple of years, I don't think it will be a good future for football, because everything will not be money. Because I feel a player like Haaland, the guy is 20. Now, if he goes, maybe the Super League is approved, he goes now. He knows the club has money, so he goes demands a contract for 1 million, 1 million a week. Eh?
Yeah.
I think because this is how how much the club earns. Because if you come there, obviously, sponsorship is everything now. So he won't have the motivation to play football. And the way thing Haaland say that he doesn't like interviews. He finds the body now. Once start paying that young boy $1 million a week, nothing.
But
Ego. By 25, he'll be washed up.
You see what I think, Tony? Is John, by the end, you guys and you also mentioned something about money. Yes. I think the clubs feel a lot of weight. These top clubs feel a lot of weight, and also according to how they contribute to money flowing into the system,
yes,
they are demanding for a bit more. You see, because with the Super League, you see the Champions League, if you win the Premier League and the Champions League, you'll average around 210. You see,
yes,
million pounds maybe, or dollars.
Yeah.
And then here they are telling you they'll give you 300 plus at the end of the season.
Yes.
You get. You see, as in that is big money, and a club is thinking about, I have Lionel Messi on my payslip, and Antonio Griezmann or Neymar. You see, and I also invested lots of money in getting this kind of players. You see,
yeah.
I cannot fail to take this. It's so good. So I think as much as we are saying, okay, it won't happen, it might not happen, but these clubs, I think, are serious about pushing for something, and I think they are united in it because they'll sure be listened to. Because okay, those sanctions have been placed, but they are on a maybe basis. The players might, the clubs might. You see, because I want you to imagine a Premier League without the top 6 clubs. You see, just like the way we don't watch those European international games, to be the same way. See, we would rather now be talking about, we'll just find ourselves watching Liverpool and Barcelona play midweek and foregoing those leads, and we'll start watching NBA for sure. So, yeah, because how you are watching, I think you are watching. There's a boy who was saying you are watching Elche versus West Brom in Champions League for the
Imagine.
You're watching World Cup. You're watching World Cup with this boy, with these boys there's this boy who was striking when Nani went out. When the boy for, I don't know, but you are watching a World Cup where these boys from Ligue 1 are playing. You see, that means the World Cup is lacking Kina Messi, it's lacking Kina Mbappe, Kina Neymar, Kina Toni Kroos. It's lacking all those big players, Kina Haaland. Even those boys who are coming up, they are not in that World Cup. So you're just watching some game that John was today earlier calling a village cup. So I think even if those governing bodies are putting out those sanctions, they don't look real. And then you see, you cannot simply go ahead and fine people 60,000 million. You see, collectively, that doesn't make sense. It means you are simply pulling them out of the game. Unaona?
What value was that, Bana? What is 60,000 million?
That's 60 billion. 60 billion. Exactly 60 billion.
Yeah, so that is 60 billion.
Yeah, the man who was writing the article is not an English. So you understand.
And it's 60 billion. But it makes sense. It's 60 billion. It's 60 billion.
Yeah.
You see,
60,000 million.
Yeah, that means you've stripped. Itamaanisha hata hawa jamaa wataitisha plus pesa ya kulipa that kind of fine. So the governing bodies are also bluffing a lot, and these clubs know they have the power, so they have to sit down and get a compromise.
Yes.
But I think what we are saying is the club shouldn't push for something that has no competitiveness. You see, there's no way we will have a league that, let's get 7 teams from England. That's fine. Arsenal will get a chance to go if it's 7 teams then. You see, there's a chance maybe we will get a Crystal Palace, because Crystal Palace and a team like Karabakh, they're just same level. So, as in, that is a better approach. But you're giving someone still a chance to qualify. You even make the Premier League more competitive because there are some people who are going to fight more. But now, when you say, I'm giving Arsenal a guaranteed spot, you see, and Arsenal knows I'm participating in the Super League with a certain revenue. Huku watacheza tu watu wanamaliza number 15. And of course, Saka knows my salary is heavy. You see, that boy will turn up and will do nothing in that pitch, and there's nothing. There's nothing absolutely.
For this Super League to function well, wangesema hivi si ni teams ngapi kwanza total?
20. 12. Okay, they are saying they have 3. I think they are looking at PSG and Bayern joining, and maybe Leipzig.
Whatever, tuseme hivi kwa formula yangu nilikuwa nasema kama itapitishwa kitu kaa waseme teams 20 kama ligi ya kawaida, like a normal league, 20 teams then to make it more interesting they put like 10 slots as in itakuwa ligi kabisa, ikuwe ligi kabisa, mnashindania kikombe ya masikio, hiyo ni ligi kabisa. So like top 10 wanabaki huko, this bottom 10 na watu wanarelegatiwa back to their leagues. Wenye wako huku number 1 na number 2 whatever, kwa hizi other leagues, wanaita other leagues, wanapandishwa ngazi, unapata from the 5 whatever main as in kuna kwa hiyo compare. Okay, according to me that is,
for me that looks like a very, as in for me that looks like a very compressed schedule. Teams will be playing.
Okay, ndio nasema.
Okay, ndio nasema. Focus. The leagues will still lose some touch.
Okay, as in catch ni hivi so nataka Super League, essence ni the Super League as in kina Real wapambane na Bayern whatever. So as in each and every league, the 5 main countries wana contribute number 1 zao na number 2 zao wanaenda kwa hiyo Super League. You get me? So like in the weekend utakuwa na nini? Okay, according to me vile ninge set up in the weekend, kuna hii game ya EPL kawaida, kina Leeds wanacheza na West Ham, si ndio? Wanatafuta number 1. Alafu sisi tuko huku Super League tunang'ang'ana tusitoke number 10 na tunashindania ile kikombe ya masikio kubwa, unapata? Alafu mkitoka kutoka number 10 kwenda hivi chini wanarelegatiwa back to EPL, etc La Liga bla 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 hivyo. Alafu sasa zile teams zilitokea number 1 zinapandishwa ngazi, unapata?
I think so long as kama iko na competitive nature, because with the intensity of that league, any team can simply go out the next season, so it makes it a bit more competitive. Lakini you see, the point is, for me, I think the clubs are looking for a better Champions League. The whole point, I think, because your Super League inatoa tu Champions League, inachuja tu Champions League right away.
Nothing else. Champions League ndio inakufa tu.
But you see this thing, those clubs have power, because you see right now, according to what I've heard, is JP Morgan, that financial firm, is willing to finance that league full at the start. And these clubs have money, and they are getting people again who have money to add on the money. I don't know how that happens, but money usually just follows itself. So so right now they have a bargaining power, and those bluffs is a FIFA. They also look like they are big bluffs, but they can do in football, because you don't expect us to watch a 2022 World Cup without Mbappe and Haaland. These are players that we are looking at and we are saying, who is coming up stronger? We want to see a World Cup where Mason Mount is leading that team, and a World Cup where maybe we are saying Wan-Bissaka has been called ahead of TAA. But now you see, We won't have that chance. We'll just be having these players from Swansea wanakimbia huko England.
Bamford will be captain. Bamford the
Eh.
captain.
That will be a very funny competition. Alafu huku weekend.
Then take it.
Weekend at the top of the table clash. West Ham na Leicester wanakutana bana, and then
Yeah,
Ati El
I think
Clasico.
those things don't really make sense for me. And like, okay, the backlashes and everything, it will end. My view also is that, you see, when the Premier League came in, these emotions and backlash back in 1992. But if the Super League manages to prevail, just know we'll watch that thing and that thing will sell. There's nothing else. So when the Premier League came in, because it came in because of the money and stuff, that was the move. When they cut the teams from 24 to 20 and stuff like that, and they were rebranding a lot of teams back 92. And because of the old top league or division, people, they had a lot of backlash from English people and media saying they are selling the soul of the club, but they moved on afterwards. You understand? So as long as these Super League people, these clubs will prevail and will hold firm to it, we'll be watching this league whether you like it or not. And in about 10 years, we'll forget like this thing never happened or this thing was never the normal. And you see,
it looks so. It looks so.
And everybody will just be happy with it.
Yeah. It looks so. It looks so, but now on the competitive aspect, it's as in, you see, these Americans are bringing their model here. That's, I think, where the problem is. Because a league where we are having the same teams year in, year out. Anyway, I think you'll just watch it. You'll still enjoy it because there'll be different winners.
Yes.
But the big thing is the way money flows down the pyramid, the way money flows from the top to the bottom will not be there, and that will kill European football. That's what most people are saying.
Yeah.
As in essence ndio hiyo sasa, as in okay, sio mbaya kukuakaa nini. Okay, natumia example ya NBA. NBA teams najua kunazo ndogo ndogo huko, kuna teams ndogo ndogo kwa hizo states, but the main teams inajulikana ni akina sijui Golden State, sijui Yanga, Bulls, sijui whatever, Rockets, how as in ndio wamesukuma hiyo do yote, as in napata. So hiyo ndio model ajaribu kaa kuleta hapa, as in hizi teams tutaziona.
Alafu unaona a team like Derby County is the fans are buzzing to play Chelsea in the Carabao Cup, the quarterfinals, or FA quarterfinals. But now you see these teams are saying we have a jammed schedule. We will only play a domestic league, and then we will play the Super Cup. So it means what you are saying is that fan were Derby County, so long as they are living for a very long time, there's no way that team is going to watch them play Chelsea.
Yes.
As in imeisha hivyo.
Yeah, it takes the thrill out of the game. It takes there's some aspect of it. There's some non-financial aspect that it takes out of the game.
Yeah, and I think for me, I hope it won't go through. I hope it won't prevail. By the way, they are so determined. I'm scared. It might happen. It might just happen. But
today, Man U and a few other clubs resigned from what do you call it, European
from European whatever committee or something. Commission or something. Yeah.
That's bad. It's getting really bad.
ECU or something.
I am loving the German teams how they are doing it. Jamaa amestick na mafans wao bana. Bans walikata na bibi
lakini hiyo ligi ikianza waitabidi wamejoin. Wewe imagine mnacheza huko na mnacheza huko na siji at Hellas Verona na huko bana. Mnacheza na Hellas Verona na huko unasikia Liverpool and Madrid are play. Bana.
Then also you look at it like, for example, right now the only reason why PSG is not in the Super League, they have refused to join is because Qatar is hosting 2022 World Cup, and they cannot dare get that country to be sanctioned for that World Cup to be moved away, and that's the only reason why they're playing undercover about it. Otherwise, they should be in the Super League right now. When you look at any club that is owned by a businessman in Europe right now, and it was an allied club, will be in the Super League. You see, like Bayern, the Dortmund or whatever, especially Bayern and team, they're mostly like more community shareholder than one man run the show. So at least they are still considering, they are fearing the backlash and everything. But once that league prevails, you will see Bayern in there. I'm assuring you that.
You see these American owners. You know, if you follow the history by now, the States and UK, there has been hate for a long time. So I think they're just also enjoying piecing off the UK government.
Yes.
See, until the Prime Minister is called Morrison what?
Boris Johnson.
Yeah, he's getting involved. He's saying he can't let that thing kick off on his watch.
Brexit forever.
To stop it. So I think you see these American owners, when they see such things, they feel happy because them, they are just living in histories where they are like nowadays, as in Nigeria, like, what do we call it? Sprouting something that was there before, you just feel good.
As long as hata kama wataichukua weke hiyo light league, wasikuja wabadilishe game, jina ya football ikuwe soka. Kama ni hapo wanaelekea waache ujinga tafadhali.
No.
Hii ujinga ya football, hiyo ni ujinga.
Why?
Hii American football leo ni ujinga. Ati wanaita football soka, how? Alafu hii hawa ati ndo wanaita football. That is hand egg. Silly bastards. Carry on.
But anyway, these people might be able to get to a compromise. Let's see how things develop in the next few days.
Yeah.
And then we will see.
And actually, I was just telling you, Remy, like the other time I was telling you, like actually the backlash that Premier League was receiving is what's happening right now. You understand? Like the communities and these clubs and communities as a whole in England were against the Premier League, because Premier League it brought about the merchandising and allowed foreign investors into their clubs. You understand? And actually now that is biting them back, because for now all these people who are forming the Super League are people who want to piss off the government and the people of England or Britain as a whole are just foreigners who own these clubs. So like, yeah. And actually, if we continue, we allow the Super League to continue, you see the backlash, and we're talking about killing the soul of the game. These effects will be felt in some 15 years to come, when like football will not make any sense anymore. You see, like for example, basketball generates a lot of money. Let me assure you that. But do you see people dying to watch for basketball like we do football? Do you see that? Because those clubs don't even have a soul to it. They can be moved from here to here without, because they don't have a base, just a money making machine. But now when
because you see basketball, they are sharing that money at the top, the very top, and there's no money flowing through the system.
Yeah.
But you see now football has created money flow through the system. There's some traditions attached to it. I think that's why people watch football so much. So I don't know, maybe we will get there. Ile yenye utasikianga tu kuna bake fulani, kuna tu team fulani, they make a lot of money. and then there's Leeds. There's Leeds yenye kako huku kanakaa tu Gor Mahia all their life.
Gor Mahia.
That will be sad.
Wow. Yani India revolution ya football sasa. Wow.
Yeah. And when politics and football mix, the game is destroyed. So when football and sport, when politics and sport mix, the sport is destroyed at the end of the day. So that's what.
Kwanza jamaa kama Abramovich, the way he had scandals with UK government.
Yeah,
Kazi sahi jamaa smile tu. Yaani sahi jamaa anafurahi.
Anasikia mzuri kwa roho.
yeah. Just like for example, I don't know, Tony. I think I was telling Tony sometime back. I was telling you about the issue of Van Gaal. When I was telling you those your people, they sacked Van Gaal. It was not a football issue because for me, okay, from what I understand, Van Gaal was building something, and it was only a matter of time. The only reason why they sacked that man is because of the backlash of people saying boring football, and now the jerseys were not selling as much. Not the merchandise was not going as much because people were saying we are playing boring football, and that's why they sacked that man. It was not entirely on the project and how he's moving because he started to win trophies. So you see now your people are people pushing all these things. Your people and Madrid people. Those are the people in the forefront. So yeah.
Watu wa Arsenal. I'm shocked watu wa Arsenal pia wako tu on the forefront.
Imagine. Club hizi piga Fulham. Wako huko.
Lakini hiyo team pia bana, that team is nonsense man. I don't know, being an Arsenal fan must just, I think you need like some special, yani you need some part of you.
It's a calling. It's a calling, by the way.
Yeah, even come to think of it.
It's a
Imagine
calling.
these clubs now, Super League is starting, but now they're having managers meeting. Then they bring Arteta, but now you see that club are just everything is wrong about it.
Alafu your club by far bana, kwa hiyo Super League, that club the quality is low. Hata hilo angechukua hata timu nyingine bana, waache tu Arsenal.
Bana, hiyo team haiko kwa hiyo kali. Hata mimi sinashangaa iko huko nafanya nini.
Hey.
By the
Na Kroenke bana wako kwa sijui vice chair.
I saw that he resigned today. I think the Knockne, the American guy.
Yeah.
I think he also resigned together with Glazer. So,
but anyway, it is what it is, and I think the most important thing is everybody has some kind of one voice about it. Like everybody sees the wrong side of it and the bigger side of the whole idea of the proposal.
By the way, kabla unini, nimekaa chini nikafikiria, si hii stuff itafanya basi manino ongezewe do basi, as in players will be costing astronomical prices. Astronomical prices.
Mount akikanyaga chini hivi. When Mount steps like this, the whole world just respects.
And you see hivyo, imagine some player, player somewhere huku, Khalid's player, the striker guy there, anaonekana anacheza mzuri. Then these top teams wote wanamdai. The top teams wanamdai wote. Imagine sasa ile pesa itaekelewa pale.
Labda hakutakuwa na transfer. Labda hakutakuwa na intertransfer for some time.
Wewe kwanza acha tu nikwambie, the best model is you see the way Premier League has been harassing other leagues in Europe, exactly the same thing will happen because you look at it this way. Can you imagine somebody like this guy, the guy in Leicester, the Belgium midfield player, what is his name?
Tielemans.
Yeah, Tielemans is playing at Leicester. Leicester is categorized, let me just say, by view of everybody. He's not a top club in England, you understand? But this boy called Bellingham, he just come from League One. He's playing Dortmund just because Dortmund cannot afford player of Tielemans' price. But Premier League, any team in the Premier League, whether it's a bottom club or a top club, will buy that player. So every other top player will be going into the Super League. These other players will just have Henacho and the likes of yes.
Akifenwa.
Mbokani.
So tricky. You know kama
Domereobi.
At top promoting is at Bayern. You understand? But at the same time, kuna player kama nini Rodrigo ametoka Valencia akaenda Leeds. Leeds imepromotiwa.
Leeds,
Understand? Yes.
James Rodriguez
James Rodriguez.
ako Everton.
Ametoka Real Madrid akaenda Everton bana.
So
Yeah,
Premier
that's what
League has been bullying other leagues for some time now, in terms of money, and that's why I think those 6 teams. There is the only league that has 6 teams in that Super League. Can you imagine? So it tells you a lot. Other teams are fronting 2, 3. Them they are coming with 6. All of them.
But I was thinking it also must be something against the FA or something. How can you just get 6 teams? Yaani wale mnakuja tu mnasema jamaa wanakuwa na kufala, mnaingia huko tu wote mara moja.
But tumejitoa si wote na tumeendana.
Anyway, I think that was okay bana. Naona time inahesabu imefika 1 minute.
Yeah, so man, thank you for coming through. I think that was insightful. Tony went into hideout mostly. Maybe he's busy.
Yeah,
But
Niko tu, just listening to. But it's been real.
Yeah, so I think this was a good one. Tomorrow we still have build-up games and stuff, but I think now, like you said,
should get some Arsenal people on this podcast just to help us understand.
Yeah, I'm trying to get some. You know how to verify. I don't want people to come here and start saying, "Kwenda mamako." You know, I don't want.
Jamaa tuelewe, lakini those people. Haya sasa.
Sawa bana.
Okay. It's a rap.
It's a rap. It's a rap cowboy.
It's a rap cowboy. It's a rap cowboy. Yeah.
I think Arsenal people are what we call simps.
Man. Nakatika hivyo. So kesho tunane. I'll try and edit this case and iziekange.
Sawa.
Cheers, man.
Cheers, man.
Yeah.